Lots of people actually have a long weekend due to the Memorial Day holiday coming up, and that means it might be a good one to catch up on going to a movie.
James A. Molnar of the Toledo Free Press raved about Godzilla last week. This week, we're asking him what he thinks of X-Men Days of Future
Are those the 3D
Past.
glasses?
Yes, in some of the screenings you actually get special 3D glasses for the X-Men movie.
You get to keep them, you mean?
Yes, or you can recycle them and be cognizant of the environment, but I wanted to show them to you, so I didn't recycle them.
So you saw it in 3D.
I did.
I'm getting the hint.
And one of the things I like about your reviews is you'll give us both your review in 3D and in the regular, just so that we know if it's worth the extra
Absolutely, and I would say that with this movie, you probably could steer clear. There isn't a lot with the 3D. It's very good. It's not kind of obtrusive and kind of in your way, like reaching out to you on the movie screen. But I really enjoyed this movie, and well, let's play the clip here. And this is kind of Matrix meets Inception. You have Sentinel robots in the future trying to attack the X-Men, and they have to go back in time to tell their younger selves to avoid these future creatures.
They need Marty McFly.
Yes, they do.
And his DeLorean.
Yes, and so I would say this is like the Avengers of X-Men movies. You have, this is the 7th in the franchise, and it's directed by Bryan Singer. It stars Hugh Jackman, James McAvoy, Michael Fassbender, Jennifer Lawrence, Halle Berry, Ellen Page, Peter Dinklage from Game of Thrones, Ian McKellen, and Patrick Stewart. So trying to organize all of that could have been a possible nightmare and a mess, but they were able to do it. This reinvigorates the franchise. Great casting in this movie, mind-bending reality. I really enjoyed this movie, and I didn't think, I wasn't sure Godzilla was going to be that good. It was good. This raises the bar, and it's really exciting for the summer movie season.
So how many stars?
I'm giving this 4 out of 5 stars. I almost gave it 5 stars, but I always like to reserve those for the films I absolutely love.
What would it have taken to get this one up 1 more star? Was it missing anything, or you didn't leave dissatisfied at all by your rating there?
No, and whenever I'm considering giving a movie a 5-star review, it means it's definitely up there and it's really good. Typically, if a movie makes me cry, I'll give it 5 out of 5 stars.
Okay, you have 2 others you want to talk about.
Sure, yes. You have Adam Sandler's annual movie that's coming out, Blended. Drew Barrymore is in this movie as well. We've seen her a few times in his movies.
Yeah.
This time they go to Africa kind of on a vacation, but they both didn't know that they were going to be going there. So that's kind of should be good. Not getting the greatest reviews out there. And we also have Chef Jon Favreau plays a chef fired from a restaurant, and he starts a food truck. So that one's kind of fun too. That one's rated R, so probably not for the kids. Blended a little bit for the kids, but definitely, X-Men is great as well. It is 2.5 hours, but it is worth it, and you don't realize that you're spending that much time in the theater. It's great.
If you can keep those kids, especially the real little ones, occupied for 2.5 hours, that's a good weekend.
That's what Mom says. Yeah.
Happy Memorial Day weekend to you, James. Thank you so much for coming.
Yeah, I brought my special 3D glasses in to show you. And let me say, Godzilla raised the bar last week with kind of the blockbuster season, and X-Men Days of Future Past is out today, and it exceeds that bar that Godzilla raised last weekend. This is a great blockbuster. Now, I would recommend, if you haven't seen or know anything about the X-Men franchise, you probably don't want to go to this movie without any knowledge of X-Men. I would say it definitely helps.
You need a little bit of a base there to really enjoy it.
Yeah, because this kind of bridges this new kind of trilogy, if you will, with the old series that launched in 2000. And as you see, you have kind of just a slew of actors in this movie. This is a blockbuster filled with stars. Hugh Jackman, James McAvoy, Michael Fassbender, Jennifer Lawrence, Halle Berry, Ellen Page, and of course Ian McKellen and Patrick Stewart. And Peter Dinklage from Game of Thrones plays a really good role in this movie as well. This kind of picks up, this is a lot of time hopping in this movie, but it essentially picks up about a decade after the last movie that we saw 3 years ago, First Class. So Kimberly, what did you think of this movie too? Because I know that you saw this as well.
You have?
Oh, of course I did, yes. I always go to the Thursday night shows. I don't know how I'm awake right now, but I loved it. I loved it. There were some moments where I'm watching the movie and I'm going, wow, like you want to replay the movie as it's happening. You want to see these moments over and over and over again, because some of them are so visual and some of them are just really breathtaking. I loved the fact that Mystique had a very large role in this movie.
Absolutely.
It was a really cool plot line, and then of course you get your Hugh Jackman fill there as well.
Yes, and I don't know how Hugh Jackman does it. I don't know if he takes steroids or what.
Seriously. How does he look like that?
But he doesn't look like that all the time, which I think is really fascinating. So this is kind of like The Matrix meets Inception. You have that time-bending, twisting of the plot and the kind of the storyline there. And you also have Matrix, like with a futuristic dystopian world, and with sentinels and robots trying to destroy the future. So essentially, just like with even with, I guess, Men in Black 3, they have to go back in time in this movie to secure their future. And so this reinvigorates the franchise. I'm giving this 4 out of 5 stars. This is kind of the Avengers of the X-Men movies for me. It balances a large cast with a very impressive story. There's no downtime in this 2 hours, 10 minutes or whatnot,
and
2.5 hours.
Go, go, go.
It's go, go, go. It's a great movie. And like I said, if you haven't seen X-Men before, catch up a little bit before you head to the theater, but the 3D is good too. See it on the big screen. I highly recommend this movie.
I almost want to rewatch X-Men. I mean, I have seen them, but I like, you know, kind of going back and watching it beforehand and just really getting into the movie.
Yeah, I rewatched the one right before this first class the other day, and it does help to kind of know. But I almost wanted to watch the other 3 or 4 movies, because this is
a whole weekend.
A buzz.
All right,
Great,
sounds
James.
good.
There you go, a good
Excellent.
holiday weekend.
I would say so. Thank you so much.